Today, I'm going to show you how you can make an inexpensive chisel plane in under 1 hour and why you should make one instead of buying it. For materials, you're going to need 2 No. 4 countersunk flathead Phillips screw, some scrap pieces of wood, and a spokeshave blade. For the blade, you actually want the cheaper stuff because while the metal needs to be hard enough to be a tool, it also needs to be soft enough to be tooled.
Tool?
Yeah, a massive tool.
Seriously, don't spend your money on the more expensive blade for this project because you're not going to be able to drill through that in a hobby level wood shop. And for me, I'm using this $8 chisel plane from Taylor Toolworks. And keep in mind guys, you really don't need a fully equipped shop to be able to make a chisel plane like this. Use your creativity to work around any of the tools or techniques that I may be demonstrating in this video. Okay, so I'm going to pick a spot 2/3 of the way from the cutting edge of the blade, punch a dent for the drill bit to find something, and then use an 1/8" drill bit to drill through. Oh, and if this setup looks appropriate to you, we need to have a chat. You see, putting your hands in the way of a spinny, sharp object is a bad idea. Instead, find another way to support the workpiece and then drill away. We can now countersink the holes to make sure that the screw will sit flush. While you can use these countersink bits from the home center, these zero flute bits produce a much higher quality of cut and they can be used on both metal and wood projects. Next, we're going to take our milled piece of wood that has been trimmed to the width of the blade and trace the arc of the blade. Attaching 2 sacrificial pieces of wood on each side firmly and mounting it on a vise, we can now set up the router. Just about any router bit with a flat bottom will do. In order to set the correct depth, I used the actual blade as a setup block and carved away. The shape of the wood can be just about anything really. I'm taking a little bit of inspiration here from an old school computer mouse and cutting it on a bandsaw. While not essential, we can further contour the shape using sanding tools and rasps. We can now position the blade, locate the center of the hole we drilled, and then drill a pilot hole and affix it with the screw. Applying a quick coat of finish, if you're looking to be fancy, will finish the job. Now, you might be wondering, why the heck did we go through all of this trouble to mount the blade on the underside when we could much easier mount it on the top of the piece of wood? In fact, most chisel planes in the market are made this way. However, the undermount provides you a better angle of attack because the bevel of the plane is your angle of attack instead of the blade being inclined on another material. It makes paring end grain much easier, and it makes pretty much every other cut much more effortless. Inexpensive, quick to make, very useful in the shop. Go make one for yourself. Until then, I will see you on the next one.